Hi everyone, welcome to Kyle Plays Final Fantasy XIII-2. And if you haven't played the first one, you may want to just skip over this part. I'll be sure to add an annotation for you to skip over any spoilers. But pretty much in the last one, we left off where Vanille and Fang, two of the main characters that you controlled, stopped a global catastrophe. I guess you could say the moon was about to fall into the earth, I guess you could say. And they sacrificed themselves to turn themselves into a giant pillar. And that's going to be noticeable at the beginning here, but if you see those scenes, there are spoilers throughout this whole game, so if you want to know more about the history of the first game, you can watch the beginner's primer here. It'll tell you the story of the previous Final Fantasy. And let's go ahead and get started with a new game here. I'll let you watch the opening scene, and then after it's over, I will get started.
That time was lost, yet time continued onward. Divine Etro, go peacefully to your rest. I will stand guard over your legacy. This endless realm is awash with sadness. Life and death lose all meaning under the rolling waves of chaos. Valhalla. The currents of time do not touch its shores. In this world of lost moments, I begin my life anew.
This eternity, it was never your desire. Is that not so? You... Warrior goddess. Now we draw swords! Lose yourself in battle and rejoice! Embrace the terror. Husk of the wandering comet, I summon thee! impressive.
Save it. Damn you.
Enough. Let's end this.
That glow.
Cast your shadow over all! Wings of Night!
Alrighty, we get to play our first battle here. We're gonna skip the active tutorial, but pretty much you're just gonna be using the auto battle feature here for this entire fight. It's really not that big of a fight. You're just gonna be bashing A repeatedly until this battle's over. It's just kind of I guess a refresher into the active time battle system and the previous Final Fantasy XIII video. The previous Final Fantasy XIII that you played. The same system, just I guess revamped, and I'm gonna assume here later on that you're gonna get some newer abilities. Use the same crystal spear grid as in the previous one here, except that this one the monsters actually drop gil compared to the previous one where you kind of had to sell things to get money in the previous one. So that's the first noticeable change that you'll see whenever you start actually playing this game here. And he's just going to continue bashing us around here. And I find it kind of funny because the main character's name is Sarah, and the other main character is a guy from the future who's going to go back to the past to protect Sarah. It's just kind of funny because we're just one machine army away from actually having a lawsuit here, but it's just kind of something I picked up. I don't know if anyone else has picked it up yet. And it's just kind of full of irony to me, and I really find it kind of as a joke. But I don't know if anyone else picked that up or not, but we'll see if you guys picked that up or not. And here we go. We're going to head into another cutscene. I'll see you afterwards.
Come on then. What's he up to? Right.
Let's not waste time. goddess made a wise choice. Powers of chaos bend to my will. Keeping up?
So you want to destroy everything?
Oblivion is the fate of all things. Now it's my turn. Pathetic!
Let's end this. You're done!
Not today! I must thank you. In these final moments, I have met my finest moment.
You're finished, Caius! Etro's Gate. Of course. The one from the vision. I know your name. Noel Kreis.
What?
Quickly!
What in the...
I'm here!
Where am I?
Valhalla. You prayed for a miracle, and that brought you here. Or am I wrong?
How did you know?
From Valhalla, I can see everything.
But who are you?
Lightning.
Alrighty, back again here, and we're about to do another little mini fight here. Nothing really to it, you just, again, bash A through this entire fight. It will pretty much heal you and fight for the entire duration. Nothing too complicated yet, but I did notice in the previous cutscene that when those X's and things come up, you have to do those in order to win those battles. Otherwise, you take damage yourself. I don't think you can lose if you don't hit them. It's just Lightning gets her butt kicked instead of doing the butt kicking. But in later fights, if you don't do those, you'll probably lose the fights or take massive amounts of damage that you shouldn't take because you failed to do those little trigger scenes. So in an aspect of new aspect they added in here, it's a lot like the God of War series where you have to do those cinematic battles. And that's the biggest change that I have noticed so far, is just those little cinematic battles. There's some other changes, but we'll get to those a little bit later. They'll become more relevant once we get the opening cutscene here. I do apologize, but there's a lot of cutscenes in this first one, so you probably won't hear of me too much. Let me try that again. Do too much talking. But this one's almost over, and when this battle ends, there will be another cutscene. So I will be quiet and let you watch that again as soon as I fire this one off. And that will do it. And my rewards, even though I get nothing. And here you go. Here's the cutscene. Enjoy it, and I'll be back in a sec.
How do we fight him?
This is not your battle. There's something else I need you to do.
What?
Bring my sister to me. Her name is Sarah.
Okay.
You'll need to use the portal. Your time-gazing friend should have told you how it works.
That's a gate? But why me?
Because you're the only one who can. You crossed the void and made it to Valhalla. You can find Sarah. And together, you can change the future.
Wait. I can change the future?
Yes. A good luck charm. Give him to Sarah.
Right. You got it. I'll track her down. What's happening?
Enjoying your little task.
Caius?
Get to the gate. I'm counting on you.
Okay.
Go! Not this again. Odin! Do it!
What the?
Sarah!
Lightning! Gotta go!
My hopes go with you, Noel Kreis. Become an arrow through time, and speed your way to Sarah. Be there for her, because I no longer can. Time flows without pause. In a world where I no longer exist, the future is about to change. Sarah, the truth still survives, but only you remember it.
Lightning. She was fighting. I guess it was just a dream. Such a strange dream. What? What was that? Where did these clothes come from? What's happening out there?
Alrighty. Got a small tutorial on how to move and how to use the menus. Nothing really too special here. I'm just going to skip these as quick as I can so I can just go ahead and go to the next cutscene. And here it is trying to explain the menus. And I thought this bedspread lit up for there for a second, but it didn't. Enjoy the cutscene.
Is this a dream? These clothes aren't even mine. I must still be asleep. I have to wake up. Lightning is gone. What's happening? What is this place? Could I still be dreaming? No more. I can't take this. How do I get away from here? This is all just a bad dream. Wake up. I just have to wake up.
Sarah, come on! Everyone, this way!
What is that?
Take that!
There's no... Lightning! Help me!
Get a hold of yourself! Lightning can't protect you anymore!
have to look after yourself now. Do you hear me? Your sister's dead. She can't help you. Bro!
You want her? Then you're gonna have to go through me! Get up, Sarah.
You were in my dream. I saw you.
Save it for later. Can you fight?
If I have to?
You're gonna have to. One more thing. Don't ever lay down and wait to die!
Alrighty, we're going to be fighting here. I wanted to go ahead and explain those live triggers that happened just a moment ago there. It's basically different choices of dialogue that you can do throughout the game. Whenever you interact with non-playable characters in this game, there's sometimes choices on dialogue that you can choose. As you can saw, I chose Am I Still Dreaming approach to each of my dialogues that I chose. And the combat here, again, is simplistic. I'm just going to be bashing A the entire time. It's nothing going to be too hard. You may see me switch my paradigm shifts back and forth, but it's nothing too complicated, and I'll explain those here in a second here. But the live triggers, back to those, they're not going to affect anything in the game, as in you're not going to get a different ending, and you're not going to get a better or worse ending based on the decisions you make on talking to people. It's just a different dialogue that you engage in. So whenever you play it, maybe a second time or a third time through, you can choose other dialogue, so it's not going to be exactly the same the next time through. Now, paradigm shifts. There is two paradigm shifts that I use, and the one that I use, the two that I use here is double commando and double commando and Ravager. Those are real good here for the very beginning. Now, what the commando does is the bar on the top right. That's the I guess you want to call it the stagger bar is what I like to call it. Whenever you fill that up, you'll stagger the opponent, and they'll take much more damage whenever you do that. And the commando, what it does is he prevents the bar from going down and draining, and the Ravager is the one that charges it up. So I like to start off the combat as the Ravager and the commando, charge it up, and then when they get staggered, I like to switch over to the commando here. But I might be a little lazy on this fight here because it's not exactly a fight where you can die easily, but later on you'll see me going back and forth between those, and I'll have to mix it up with other different ones as well, including the Sentinel and Medic, which I don't think I'll have access to the Medic class just yet. I'm not sure if Medic's in the game yet or not, but I do know the Sentinel, Commando, and Ravager are definitely back. And we're just, as you can see, I'm switching back to the Commander because I just staggered my opponent, and we finished them all off. And I think there's only a couple more fights we have to go through here. And anything else about the paradigm shifts that I'm trying to think off the top of my head? Oh yeah, and as I said before, the enemies drop gil now, so which is kind of a major change from the first one, because the first one, the enemies only dropped items, and some of the items that you had collected were improvements to your weapons and other things. But there's like one or two items that I guess you could say they were like credit chips, which you could sell for money, and that was really the only way that you can obtain money, was besides selling your stuff that you use to upgrade your equipment. But you never really sold those because you needed them to upgrade your weapons. So the only thing that you really got as far as money was the credit chips. So it was kind of annoying trying to get money in the game, so I think they made it a lot easier in this one. So I guess that was probably a fan complaint that they took seriously and actually improved upon it. And as far as the combat, I actually like the combat in this one. It's actually very fluid, and it keeps your mind active. Not necessarily at the beginning here when the enemies don't really do much to fight against you, but later on, whenever the fights get more complicated, it does keep you a lot more active, so you don't have that boring pressing A the entire time. You actually kind of have to think what you're going to do from step to step, because you have to shift and set up paragrams, and I'm going to let you enjoy the rest of the cutscene here, and I'll be back briefly in a second.
Hey, Sarah! Are you okay?
Yeah.
Mackie!
Yeah. Gotta go.
Okay.
All right, everyone, listen up. The meteorite hit over there.
Right.
We're gonna check it out.
Team Yuge, ready to roll. Well, and careful. That area's crawling with monsters.
So stay close. Come on.
Okay. Right. You heard him. Move out. With you.
You're okay.
She took a hit, but she's gonna be fine. She just needs some rest.
Thank goodness. And thank you. Whoever you are.
No. Noel Kreis.
Okay.
And before I forget, it wasn't just me. You should probably thank this little guy, too.
Wow. Is that a toy Moogle?
He's supposed to be your lucky charm. Your sister gave him to me.
Wait, you know Lightning?
She's the one who told me to come here.
Where did you see her? Was it Valhalla?
Yeah, how'd you guess?
I saw it in a dream. I saw my sister. She gave you the Moogle. Then the meteorite came.
And dragged me along with it, I guess.
Do you mean you actually rode here on that meteorite?
Maybe. I don't know. Damned if I can remember. Why don't we go and check it out?
Okay. Now I know for sure. Lightning is alive. She's in a place called Valhalla. I'd only just met Noel, but I believed him. I believed every word he said. Even though it couldn't possibly be true. It seems like only yesterday. The smile on Lightning's face when she gave her blessing for Snow and me to get married. But I'm the only one who ever remembered that. No one believes. It's just a dream, they say. From when I slept in the crystal. An illusion. They say my sister is gone. That 3 years ago she sacrificed herself to stop the fall of Cocoon. She turned into the crystal pillar that holds Cocoon above the surface of Pulse, and saved both worlds. That's what they say. But even so...
Alrighty, we'll catch you on next episode. Be sure to check out the annotations at the end of the video, and we'll see you next Friday.